Hi there. It is February 25th as I'm recording this, and as I said in my vlog last month, I want to get back to writing, talking about writing, and videoing myself talking about writing. So hi! If we've not met, I write under the pen name of KR Green. I'm Katy-Rose. I'm a creative writer and educator in the wellbeing industry as well. And this is vlog 2. So the cats also get particularly interested the moment I start speaking out loud because my other half's at work. So they're like, who are you talking to? And in this instance, there's no one on a call like talking back. This is Ember. Ember says hi. Yeah, so cat butt. So the main thing I just wanted to kind of check in with is that I have 2 writing projects, one of which I haven't done too much with, so my non-fiction project that I think was 4 or 5 days in when I recorded January's sort of vlog. I've printed out the 3,000 words that I have, my 12 pages or whatever, and started reading through it. But I haven't done a great deal, but I want to kind of start like ordering stuff because I have just got you have really fishy breath. I have started to realise like I've got these themes coming through and I want to really like structure the book as I go through. I've not written a non-fiction book before, so this is new for me and learning and stuff. And in terms of fiction, so I think I wrote Fell Gods back in 2014, I want to say, and it's gone through beta reading. And one of the main sort of things that came back about from the beta readers were these 2 characters, like people either really liked one and didn't like the other, or really liked 2 and didn't like 1. So depending, they're both point of view characters. So I've made the executive decision, I don't like either of them at this point, so I've made the executive decision to see if I can merge like them into one character, because both characters are female, they both have very similar backgrounds, they both go from point A to point Z. Pretty much like 90% of the path is identical, it's just a week later. And very little has changed in that time, so I'm looking at merging it, and that way it'll become a 2 point of view story and not a 3 point of view story. If you know me or my writing, point of views is, I write with lots of points of view. But it definitely feels like I've been trying to tell the story with like 60% of one character and like 70% of another character. And if I can kind of merge them, because there is 30% overlap, then I will have 100% of a character who is a whole person and a whole character arc. Yeah, so I'm currently trying to draft, like, I've done the outline, I've re-outlined it all, and I'm now trying to go through where I had point of view 1 and 2 and like work out whether I want to include this, whether this needs to be from the other point of view, whether it's the same, whether it even needs to happen. And I'm currently on a scene where character 1 talks to character 2 in a field. So that's fun. I'm trying to work out how I want to get that information across, if I can merge it in elsewhere, or if I need to have random background character 7 come in so they can chat to them and get the information across. We'll see. That's where we're at. Yeah, and I'm still doing Melwordy, where I am measuring kind of my output word-wise. So it is Feb 25th and I'm at nearly 4,000 words, 3,800 and something words for the month. Not all in those 2 projects, but just for my kind of across the whole month of measuring my writing. That's where I'm at. So yeah, it's going well. It feels good to be back in kind of the writing seat again, and I've been spending a lot of time watching YouTube videos and vlogs and things of other writers, and also hanging out on a couple of Discords with other writers. And it's just been nice to kind of resettle into the story and fiction writing, because this is not my first, I have submitted previous manuscripts to agents and to publishers and things like that, so I have gone through the whole process I think twice, like with 2 different stories, and kind of come out the other side of it. And then I've had a couple of years off, and now I'm kind of relearning, re-remembering, finding what works for me now, and kind of exploring the process of how does one merge 2 point of view characters into one, and then fill in the plot holes in between, and then obviously read through it and work out if it's a better story or not. And from my outline, it will be. From my outline, it streamlines everything, it makes things make more sense. I've talked it through with the 2 of the beta readers and explained my rationale, and they think that it's worth a try. Yeah, that would possibly fix like a good 60% of the issues. So we shall see. I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying it. Although I did get to this and go, ooh, this scene where they're meant to be talking to one another, and I'm like, monologue in their head? Probably not. But yeah, we're getting there. So I'd love to know how your February is going, how your February went, what your plans are for March. So my plan for March is to hopefully make just a little bit more progress on the nonfiction project. So to go through, as I say, I've printed it off and I want to do some highlighting and kind of looking for the themes and sectioning it out a little bit, and then I can expand on each sort of bit. And my aim is that by the end of March I will have a somewhat completed new version of my fiction project. I don't know how realistic it is. It's 70,000 words. I'm then merging 2 of the characters, one of whom has like 35,000 words and the other of which has about 15,000 words, and I'm like merging them together. So another reason I thought to merge them is because the other character is much less prominent throughout the story, and then I need to kind of go in and balance what will be the remaining 2 point of view. I don't know why I'm doing that. The remaining 2 point of views, and kind of make sure they each get at least equalish screen time, as it were. And hopefully then I will have, having cut some of the bits out where there was overlap from the 2 point of views, I'm then going to be putting in environmental description, because that is the thing that when I do my drafts is kind of last. I'm not a particularly detail oriented writer in my early drafts around environmental. So their experiences and who they are and their backstory is all good, but they walk into a forest and I just say they walk into a forest, and I don't talk about what the trees are like, what it sounds like, what they smell, what they hear. Like, there's none of that in pretty much any of my scenes, because that's not how I write that first kind of pass. And actually I'm glad at this point that I haven't gone too much. I fixed some of that, but not a great deal. So that is what the rest of February and all of March is for kind of filling in those gaps where there are bits in my head that aren't on the page. But mostly it's focusing on, can I make this plot work with 2 characters and make the character a decent human being? She doesn't have to be likeable, but she doesn't have to be liked. She just needs to be likeable or understood by the reader. So you just need people to understand why she does what she does. Yeah, ramble over. The cats have just settled over there, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed your ember butt. It's all you're getting this time. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know if you're doing Millwordy. If you want to know more about Millwordy, if you look on YouTube for Kate Kavanagh, and I'll also see if I can put a link in the description to her Millwordy challenge. It kind of outlines it, but essentially it is just keeping note of how many words you write on what projects, fiction, non-fiction, etc. And seeing if it happens to get to 500,000 or 1 million words in a year. I'm less bothered by the number and more bothered by habit of tracking daily and just seeing how much I write, because I've been measuring my fiction since 2013, every day since 2013, with maybe 3 or 4 days missed out of that in nearly 8 years. I've never counted emails, essays, Medium posts, poetry, journaling, self-reflection, like any of those kind of things. Even though they're words I've written that day, I've never counted them in my how many words I wrote, and it's just been a really interesting experiment so far to see how much writing I'm getting done when I feel like I'm not writing much, because it's not necessarily on one fiction project. I hope you're all safe and well. I hope you have a good month. Let me know your thoughts on February, how you did, how you feel like it went, and if you've got any particular plans for March. And then maybe at the end of March we can do a little bit of a share on how it went then as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I will speak to you again in next month's vlog. Bye!